Hi everyone, today let's look at how to effectively extract contours from Google Earth to AutoCAD and later use it to model the site topography in 3D software such as Revit and ArchiCAD, just in 4 steps. Without wasting any time, let's do it. Okay, the first step is to open your Google Earth Pro, and you need to be connected to the internet for this exercise to be successful. So let's go to the top left corner here and the search bar and search for the location of the site we're going to use. Hit on enter. Google Earth will run or fly to the site. You need a good internet connection for you to run smoothly like this. So once you are here, you can pan around by dragging and clicking the left mouse button, and then from here, what is important, let's appreciate the scale of the site we're going to use. So I'm going to go at the top corner here on your right. Let's find the street view guy. This street view guy, I'm going to drag him and drop him just from this position. I just want to acknowledge the site from this point. It will run. There we go. Here we go. This is the entire hill that is part of our site. We're going to extract data from this. Let's go back by hitting exit street view, and then we can go back to the top view where we started. Just like that. Perfect. And then here we need now to go ahead and locate the boundary of our site. So before we do that, let's go back or go to the top menu bar. There is a tool menu bar there, and under options, make sure you check the units of measurement. In this case, it's under meters. I changed it before I came here. By default, it will come on feet and miles, but I wanted us to make sure we are in the right track. Meters are the right units for this. Meters to kilometers, and then you can have other options like anti-aliasing by changing the resolution to high, depending on how you want your graphics of your Google Earth to be. You can we have also graphic mode, DirectX or OpenGL. Okay, I've got ahead and hit apply for this, and then hit OK. And then let's use the add polygon to draw our boundary around our site like that. I'm gonna use add polygon or add path. They can achieve the same results. So I'll go ahead and hit polygon. This window will pop out requiring us to key in the name for the site, but let's ignore it for a second. What I want to do is to draw by clicking the points like that to draw a boundary. This will be around our site. Don't worry, if you made a mistake, you can come back and adjust the boundaries or the points like this. Okay, so this point, from this point to this one, I would use it as a reference later stage when I'm going to reference the measurements into ArchiCAD or AutoCAD file. Okay, let's come back here onto this window and save our location. This will be Kale Hill City. Go down and hit OK. From here, we need to save this or export this as a KMZ file or KML file. So go to File menu, and then under Save places as. Let's save this as yes, I'll say Kale Hill City. There are only two file types that comes with export here. It's KMZ or KML. Both, they are fine for the exercise or the result we're trying to achieve. So I'll go ahead and use the KMZ and then hit save. Once you're done with the saving of your KMZ file, you need to open it with Global Mapper. Let's move on and open the Global Mapper software. This is the software that is we're gonna manipulate the KMZ file that we already saved from and generate contours from that. We can go here on the File menu and open Data File, or hit on this button to open the KMZ file. So I'm gonna select it and open it. There we go. By default, it will come up with just the geometry of what we drew from the Google Earth. It's just an empty. We need to bring the imagery of the site here. By doing that, you're gonna have to go to File and download online imagery. You need to be connected to the internet as well here. I'm gonna download, and then this window will give you, there are a lot of options for the sources that we can use to generate our imagery. So I'll use the first option and then connect. There we go. Now we have a rectangular strip that cuts across or covers the entire site of ours, and we must go ahead and generate control lines from this imagery. Go to the analysis menu under generate contours from terrain grid. Hit on that. In this window, you have to make sure that all the units correspond with your workflow. In this case, the contour intervals, they are 10 and they are in meters, which is units. The most important part is to come down here. Make sure all these checkboxes, all these boxes are checked. And then you can hit OK. Then it will generate the contours, as you can see, together with its values. The red part indicates the highest point, and the blue represent the lowest point of our site. So now let's export this information as a DWG. You want to now start to process it using AutoCAD. So to do that, go to File, and then let's export this as a vector format or as a vector file. So let's find vector, click on vector. There are a lot of vector formats available for export here. As you can see, 2D M file, DXF, DWG, PDFs, such as along the like. So I'm gonna use the DWG file. Then hit OK because I'm using AutoCAD to process this, and then hit OK. By default, you want us to indicate the version of AutoCAD we're trying to save this file or to export. And then hit OK. Let's save, give it a name, site topo city, then save. Perfect. Let's see how this information is gonna be in AutoCAD. I'm going to open my AutoCAD. Let's go to File, Open, and load in the DWG we just exported from Global Map. Let's open it. There we go. Open. Continue with Open DWG file. It's gonna take a bit of time. By default, it comes as a tiny file and very difficult for you to see on your screen. So the solution to this is just hit Z on your keyboard, hit enter, and then E, enter to extend. So you see your file is here. Okay, I'm gonna select everything, hit on M. Let's move this relatively closer to the XY coordinates. It's very important for exporting to other 3D software, because later we're gonna see how we can now generate 3D using Revit and ArchiCAD from this DWG. Okay, so we can, I think we don't need the fields. Let's get rid of the fields. To do that, because they're different, there are many of them here. Let's select one and then go to Home. Under Layer section, I'm going to isolate all the fields, then select everything, delete. And the lines are still locked. Let's unisolate to bring it back to original state. Okay. So now we need to, if you measure one of the, let's hit DI to measure one of the sides. It's less than a meter, of which we need to rescale the whole drawing. How do we do that? We go back to the Google Earth, and then on the Google Earth, this is the side we are going to use as a reference. I'm going to pick the ruler tool and let's measure from this point to this point. It says it's around 342 meters. So I'm gonna go back to the AutoCAD, select everything. Which one? I forgot. 342. Right. Let's go back and hit on SC for scale, hit enter, then click the base point. Now we need to, on the command or the control panel, we need to indicate we are referencing this, and then I'm gonna pick the 2 points we are referencing, which is this side, and then key in 340. What was the measurement again? 342. So 342 meters. Hit enter. Now it will scale up this. If you DI to measure the distance, it's 342,000. Yeah? I think we need to, let's check the units. Type in units and check, convert this into meters. Oh, let's say meters. 0, the precision will be 0. Let's do the measure again and see. Okay, 342. I think it's fine. Perfect. Let's go ahead and save this. Right, it's been saved. So let's see how we can import this into a 3D file or 3D software so that we can generate a 3D site topography. So I'm gonna open ArchiCAD to start with. I have the ArchiCAD open here. It opened with the MS Beam professional template, which is currently running. If you want to download this template, go down in the description and you find the link there for you to download it. So the first thing to tweak here is the graphic combinations. I don't want to see the red. Let's just click on here. There are tons of graphic override combination in this template, so we can choose different feel, but in this case I'm gonna go with the black. Okay, now we need to bring in the DWG file we just processed from Global Mapper to AutoCAD. So let's see how we can do it. Go to file and then enter operability, merge from file, and then make sure you change the file type to DWG at the bottom here, and then you can select your file and open it. Hit OK on this, retry, because it's locked by AutoCAD which application. So I need to close AutoCAD file so that go back here and then retry, it will be fine. There we go. In this window we need to specify the origin point based on the XYZ coordinates. So I'm gonna just use the specify on screen. By default it will be checked. Let's hit mesh and then specify it on the screen. Hit OK. Boom, there we go. All the files, site topo info is here. Like I said, the highest point of this is around 1200 meters high. So we're gonna try to represent that and generate it into this ArchiCAD software. Let's see how we can do it. We're gonna go here under the tool palettes. There is a design tool palettes. Let's find for the mesh tool, and then under the info box, the geometry method, I'm going to use the rectangle method to draw just the rectangle just on the edge of the contour lines. And then I'll make sure these edges, they are right where the contours ends, just to be precise. Just like that, even on the side. Okay, so this mesh was meant for something else. As you can see, it's information. Look at the structure here. It says an insulation. We need to change this to something like F, something to represent F, and 10 on the overhead surface. I'll turn the top surface to be green. I want something green grass. Yeah, then hit OK. Perfect. So let's change the layer to a building site. Right, we're good to go. Let's appreciate first this in 3D. Hit F5, fit in the window here. Okay, that's basically what we have. We can increase the height of the map or the height of the mesh to currently it's 160. I don't know this. I need to change also the units for this file. Let's go to options, and under project preferences, working units, let's set this to be meters to correspond with the units from AutoCAD. I'll set everything to be meters. Hit OK, and then I'm gonna this say it should be 5 meters and it should be on 0. Okay, for now it's roughly the height of this is 5 meters. Okay, so it's a big file, as you can see. Let's go back to the plan view. What we need to do, select the mesh on the plan, and then let's activate the mesh tool. By so doing, we're gonna hit and hold or press and hold the the space bar key in your keyboard. Space bar key in your keyboard. Let's see. You'd see your cursor would change into a magic wand cursor. Then you can go ahead and click all the contours. Click all the contours like this. Right. I demonstrated this method in the previous video. Check the link on the description for that video so that you can understand how you can do this. There is another alternative as well before I continue with this. And let's say, okay, before I show you, let me just go ahead and finish this so that you can, for those who didn't watch the video, they can relate with what I'm trying to say. Okay, I'll make sure all the contours are being applied to the mesh, because what I'm trying to do here is transferring this information into our mesh, and so that we can define the values in later stage, the values of each contour. So just do that. So if you check on 3D, you start to see the information applied now on your mesh, which is the good thing to see. So go back and try to finish it off there. Okay, let's go to the highest point. I think this is the highest point of the site. Let's do this. There's one remaining here. there's this portion. Okay, let's see. All right, let's start raising the heights of the contours now, adding the value. We already have the value on the, let's start with the highest part. So to do that, select one of the points for the contour. It will select only for that line, for that particular line. Click on one point and use elevate mesh, apply to all, and key in this value. Currently it's at 1269. It's 1269 meters. And then go ahead on to the next. This one is, how big is this? 250. Let's see, this is 1240. We have 1230 here. $12.20, $12.10, $12.00. This one is how much? Okay, 19. This one is 1190, and we have 1200 here, just like that. And then this will be 1170. We have 1160 there. The next is 1150 as well. 1140. 1130. What is this one? This 1110, 900, 1160. 50. Okay, now here it's complete. Let's do this one. 1190. Yeah, you can go ahead and do all this. Okay, here you go. Looking for the value of this one. Where is it? It's 1100. And then these ones, they will be 1090. 1080. Better be careful with the values because they are aligned. Okay, it is 1111. I'm looking for this one. 1070. Okay, let's appreciate it on 3D. So that's basically what you see here. So we have to pick all the, because where there are gaps, it means I didn't apply or change the value. So that is how it's going to be. So that is another option. We have another option here again from the global mapper. Let's go back to global mapper. We can export this as a 3D file. Let's see. I haven't tried this, but I know it's possible. Let's go to file and then export as a 3D format. Let's see the formats that we have here. We have SketchUp file. ArchiCAD offers you can import SketchUp files into ArchiCAD. We can still use that. And let's see what we can do as well. Or we go to our ArchiCAD and let's see, go back here. Let's see the files we can merge. We can merge the Collada file, SketchUp, Rhino 3D model, Google Earth, KMZ, and then odd likes. Let's start with Google Earth KMZ and see what will be. Gonna overwrite this and then place it here. I think I've tried this one before, it didn't work. The one for, let's show all in 3D so that you can see maybe there's some, yeah, I know it doesn't work. So the best option is to export this as a SketchUp or 3D Collada file. Let's say Collada file first. Okay, site topo, yes, hit OK. Go back to ArchiCAD, file, enter operability, merge from file. Let's turn this to a DAE file and open it. Let's see, still generating the file. Okay, this is the file. It came out, it came as an object, but it's this tiny small object. Even if you open its settings, let's see it on 3D, it doesn't give you the information. That means there's nothing there. Let's try another one. So that one couldn't work. Go file, export, and we're going to try SketchUp. SketchUp would work for sure. I know I've done this before. Then say site topo, get rid of that, save. The issue here, it will be the file size. I don't know, ArchiCAD would it be able to handle the SketchUp file that is of that magnitude. So let's change the file type to SketchUp and load our SketchUp. Then hit OK. Let's wait. There we go. It came as an object as well. Let's zoom in and see. There we go. That's an object. If we hit on F5 to isolate it on 3D, it's not even showing on 3D. There's nothing. So even this is not an accurate way of doing that. So as you can see, this is the only method we can rely on, because it also gives you the information about the contours, and you can also represent the contour lines in your site plans drawings. So let's select the mesh and go back to the settings. I want to set this 3D appearance to all ridge smooth, and then the 2D ridge selection to user defined, so that you can get rid of this triangulated elements. Okay, let's see. Oh, sorry, I need to check in a 3D. All right. Okay, I'm going to take my time and model this, and then I'll show you the results at the end. I'm going to use the same approach, and then I'll show you the result at the end. This is the result, guys, and it's fantastic. It came out nice. Very great results, as you can see. Wow, this is something else, and ArchiCAD can handle this kind of files. You know, it doesn't have any issues, but it's a big site. And as you can see, the highest point is 1,260 meters. You can imagine. And this is, I'm looking forward to do a lot of projects in this mesh, and I'm looking forward again to do some visualization stuff. I can achieve a lot of cinematic results here. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. If you liked this video, or if it was useful to you guys, make sure you go down in the like button, comment, and make sure you share this to someone you love or someone you care he needs this kind of skills. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye bye.